Hello viewers, welcome to Science TV, 1 p.m. news with me, Ben Rangai, and that is my sign name, and my sign language interpreter doing the voicing, Erin Chebiwot. The row over the transition to an electronic government procurement system, championed by the National Treasury, escalated on Sunday after President William Samoei Ruto reaffirmed that there would be no turning back on its implementation. Speaking in Siaya at ACK St. Peter's Cathedral, the president warned procurement officials resisting the e-procurement system to resign, insisting that the government will not compromise on accountability and transparency in public spending. Dr. Ruto emphasized that the digital platform is key to sealing corruption loopholes and ensuring efficiency in the use of public funds. He assured Kenyans that the system will be fully rolled out despite opposition, terming it a critical step in his administration's governance reforms.
To implement e-procurement, there is no going back. Any official who is not ready to work with us in e-procurement, they can as well leave. Waondoke kwa serikali, waende watafute kazi nyingine.
My plea to the accounting officers, don't listen to your procurement officers because they don't want to let go where they have been stealing public funds.
Watu wengi wamezoea kandarasi ya ukora. Kitu ya shilingi 2 tunanunua shilingi 10 kama serikali kwa sababu ya procurement ya ukora hapo ya quotation na nini na nini.
My team at the National Treasury did not have a weekend. They are making sure that by next week all state departments, all county governments are ready to do procurement through e-procurement platform.
What this country has always required is leadership. Leadership that is prepared to make hard decisions.
There is a member of parliament, including myself, who is running the hospital and is involved in this fraud. We want to urge you, fieka hao. If there are people in the mainstream government who are also involved in this fraud around SHA, fieka hao rais.
We are supporting Baba Raila Amolo Odinga na President Ruto to fight corruption. Ile corruption iko kwa serikali, Mheshimiwa Rais, onyesha sisi tasaidia wewe kufagia.
The President, you are on the road of putting Kenya together. And this is exemplified by the fact that when you are forming your government, you included the people of Siaya.
On to our other news. Former Deputy President and ex-DP party leader Rigathi Gachagua has termed the Social Health Authority a grant scam designed to siphon billions of shillings in taxpayers' money. Speaking during a church service in Kajiado County, Gachagua alleged that corruption remains entrenched at the heart of government operations. He further claimed that State House has become the epicenter of graft, accusing it of bribing delegations from various regions to push political agendas. His remarks come amid growing debate over the government's health reforms and their impact on ordinary Kenyans. Opposition aligned leaders Eugene Wamalwa and former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i backed Gachagwa's sentiments, vowing not to relent in holding the government accountable. They urged Kenyans to remain vigilant, warning that unchecked corruption undermines service delivery and development.
Inafanya kazi. Sasa si kinyi ndio people watu wanafikiri sisi tunasema, consumers wanasema inafanya kazi haifanyi. You know what has been happening in the Ministry of Health? You know how they are eating money from SHA?
Moving on, even as the executive pushes ahead with the implementation of the e-procurement system, the Council of Governors, COG, is set to hold an extraordinary meeting today, Monday, 1st September, to deliberate on the rollout of the platform. The national government has championed the system as a remedy to corruption associated with manual procurement processes. The COG has clarified that no county is currently using the system, citing glaring inefficiencies that need to be addressed before implementation. Governors insist that their stance should not be mistaken for resistance to the directive, but rather a call for the system to be made practical and reliable. The meeting comes a day after President William Ruto defended the system, warning procurement officers opposed to the transition to resign. The outcome of the COG discussions is expected to shape the next phase of engagement between county governments and the National Treasury on the rollout.
What we have a problem with is if the system is either rushed and it's not well piloted successfully before it's fully implemented, and if there is no parallel run in case it doesn't work. Because some of the things that we're procuring are things that can't wait.
Out of the division indicates that the motion has been negatived. Consequently, the impeachment hearing hereby terminates.
To understand that some of these things are personal, and every case has to be prosecuted on its own merit, but it's a concern given the some of the cases that are coming up, and also some of the impeachment cases also.
On to our other news. Nairobi County Assembly members of County Assembly, MCAs, have collected 70 signatures out of the required 123 to initiate an impeachment process against Governor Johnson Sakaja. The move marks the first formal step in a bid to oust the governor from office. According to Assembly insiders, the MCA accused Sakaja of mismanagement and failing to deliver on key promises to city residents. The impeachment drive has divided the House, with some members pushing for accountability, while others argue that the governor should be given more time. With a threshold yet to be met, the motion cannot proceed unless more signatures are secured. Political observers say the coming days will be crucial as lobbying intensifies, with both supporters and opponents of the governor seeking to sway undecided MCAs. On to our other news. Hundreds of learners have not yet report back to school for the third term, as Lake Baringo once again burst its banks, displacing dozens of families and rendering many homeless. The swelling of the iconic freshwater body has left residents struggling to cope with the destruction of homes, schools, and livelihoods. Once a thriving hub for education, tourism, and fishing, the area now lies submerged under relentless flood waters that have also brought with them hippos and crocodiles, exposing locals to further danger. The situation has heightened fears of disaster as communities grapple with both displacement and threats from wildlife. Education has been particularly hard hit, with Loruk Primary School among the worst affected institutions. Classrooms have been rendered unusable, forcing teachers and pupils to abandon lessons. While urgent appeals for government intervention and humanitarian support continue to mount.
Kuna mamba ilikula mtoto ya shule, ilishika kwa bahati mbaya. So tunahofia kabisa kwa sababu the children are not safe.
Hii bahari wakati tulifunga shule ilikuwa sawa, haikuwa imeongezeka. Lakini tulipofungua ndio ikawa changamoto. Maji iliongezeka kwa bahari.
Changes that appear insurmountable in the sense that every so often it rains and the rivers get flooded and people lose productive land, and sometimes it becomes difficult for residents to even navigate their way to their homes.
On to our last news. The government has announced a 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew in Tipis and Mwisho wa Lami along the Nakuru-Narok border, following ethnic clashes that claimed one life and left 8 others injured. The directive took immediate effect as part of efforts to restore peace in the volatile region. Authorities confirmed that tensions between rival groups escalated into violence, forcing security officers to intervene. Several families have since been displaced, with local leaders appealing for calm and urging communities to embrace dialogue to avert further bloodshed. Interior officials said additional security personnel have been deployed to enforce the curfew and secure the area. They assured residents that investigations are ongoing to bring perpetrators to justice, while peace-building initiatives involving elders and administrators will be launched to resolve the conflict.
Kosa amani, sisi ni mmoja wenye wamechomewa nyumba na tumeenda kutafuta amani.
Lakini yale mambo nilishuhudia usiku sijawahi shuhudia. Watu zaidi ya 200 walivamia senta maploti yetu na mpaka kujeruhi wengine wesetu. Na ndio nimeona siwezi vumilia, heri niende nyumbani kidogo mpaka amani ipatikane, lakini najua kwa sababu Mungu yuko na serikali iko, suluhu itapatikana.
Waliniattack usiku mwendo wa saa 2. Watu walikuwa wengi, more than 20. So wakanipiga, wakanikata hapa hivi, then wakaathiri jicho.
3 ama 4 ambayo imepita tumekuwa na mizozo katika hii mji wetu wa Tipis, na mzozo huo ulitokana na kitu kidogo tu, kutoelewana kwa ajili ya mambo ya nini, ya umeme, si ndio hivyo?
Saa 1 home, 5 tuamuke hata pale mwisho wa lami, na tumekubaliana na wao.